Okay, today is Driving the Dixie. Driving the Dixie celebrates the history of the Dixie Highway. The Dixie Highway dates back to 1915 and is a road that went from Chicago to Miami, Florida, hence the name Dixie Highway. In Illinois, the Dixie Highway starts at the Art Institute in Chicago, travels down Michigan Avenue to Garfield Boulevard or 55th Street, west on 55th Street to Western Avenue, then Western Avenue through Blue Island, and then down into Homewood where it turns into the Dixie Highway. It's still named by that. Then travels down the Dixie Highway into Chicago Heights, then takes Route 1 through Crete, down into Momence, and points further south into Vermilion County where it heads into Danville and then out into Indiana. The Dixie Highway was first paved with brick and concrete in Illinois and was completed in 1921. So it took about 5 years to pave the complete route of the Dixie Highway. Today our event celebrates the highway. The highway's 96 years old this year, and we're looking forward to 2015 when the highway will be 100 years old and we'll have a much bigger celebration.
Hi, I'm Bob Steinmetz. I'm from Oak Forest, Illinois, and this is...
And I'm Tim Dion from St. John, Indiana.
We're two of the 5 that started this event back in 2001. It was originally called the Dixie Dash, and it was somewhat of a time-distance competitive event, but it was decided to change it to more of a casual drive down to Dixie the following year, and it's been known as Driving the Dixie ever since.
It's not just antique vehicles. It's we encourage anybody and everybody with their cars to participate with the Dixie run. So we just want to emphasize that. Mostly it's the antique vehicles and classic cars, but everyone's invited. That's for sure.
This year we'll be pausing. The city of Homewood asked us to have the cars pause in their town for an hour, so there'll be a car show in Homewood this year from 10 to 11. But the participants stop along the way to see points of interest in all the various towns to try to create interest in the Dixie Highway.
Yes, my name is Wally Ekstrom. I'm with the A's R Us Model A Club. We're headquartered out of Crete, Illinois. We're really the basis behind this Driving the Dixie. This is our 10th year, and Driving the Dixie basically is an opportunity to go ahead and sort of the history of all the towns along the Dixie Highway, starting here in Blue Island, going all the way out to Momence, Illinois. We're typically looking to get anywhere between 150 to 200 cars. We'd like to see the older cars, but we're opening the drive to anyone that basically wants to join us and tour the Dixie and get educated as to what the towns along the Dixie offer. We've been very fortunate. In all 10 years we've had good weather, and today is not an exception. So we're looking forward. We keep the entrance cost down to a very minimal. For that, we give you a number of stops along the way where they offer water. We give you a free lunch in the town of Steger. And we're going to have a car show this year in Homewood. That's going to be between the hours of 10 and 11. We conclude our Driving the Dixie out in the town called Momence. In between the river, the two channels, they're called a park there in Momence. And there we, of course, give out our prizes. Along the way, we do give raffle tickets. We call it a passport stamp. And every time you get a passport stamp, you get a ticket. And when you get to the end destination, you turn those tickets in, and we'll give you prizes drawn against the numbers. And there's some great prizes this year. We're getting 2 prizes out of Flossmoor alone for $250 each. So we're excited about the prizes that are being offered up by the towns, and it gives obviously the participants something to look forward to. So at the conclusion of today, which should be around 6:30, we'll hope for another great event. We appreciate the opportunity to work with you.
Well, I don't know. Well, my name is Cy O'Donohue. I live in Beecher, Illinois, and I acquired this car about 7 years ago, and went through it all and rejuvenated it and what have you. And I eventually met fellows from the A's R Us from Will County, and got to know them, and I started kind of hanging around with them. The guys from A's R Us. They sponsored it last year and this year.
We have a 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass that was totally restored from when I bought her. She was $700 and full of rust, and I restored her and put her all back together. I got a couple of pictures in here if you want to see them. Pictures of what she looked like in the beginning and what we took her down to. That's what the beginning process was. Then we stripped her all the way down and totally restored her all the way down to the frame. Yeah. And that's the finished product. So I had a vision and this is what I wanted. So here we have the end results. Picked this one. Well, I don't know, fell in love with it first time I saw an old Cutlass, and see, I knew I had to have one. So then years and years went by and finally found one that was the right price, and went in and redid her and brought her back to her original glory. So, old school for life.
Hot rod. Pull on a street light of them.